We believe survivors, don't we? People like MeToo activist Alyssa Milano don't believe survivors, but we do. So let the record show that we are on the right side of history. First, here is Joe Biden's public response to the allegations as they were first coming out. In my many years on the campaign trail and in public life, I have offered countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort. And not once, never, did I believe I acted inappropriately. If it is suggested I did so, I will listen respectfully, but it was never my intention. So, the first allegation came out from a woman named Lucy Flores who alleged that Joe Biden had kissed the back of her head and smelled her hair. I felt him get closer to me from behind. He leaned further in and inhaled my hair. I was mortified. He proceeded to plant a big, slow kiss on the back of my head. My brain couldn't process what was happening. I was embarrassed. I was shocked. I was confused. Another of the allegations against Creepy Old Joe, a nickname affectionately given to him by the actual human beings that browse Reddit, was made by a woman named Caitlin Caruso from USA Today. Caitlin Caruso told The Times that Biden put his hand on her thigh during an event about sexual assault at UNLV in Las Vegas. Caruso, 22, said she was 19 at the time and told The Times that the incident happened after she finished telling her story of an assault. It doesn't even really cross your mind that such a person would dare perpetuate harm like that, she told The Times. There are supposed to be people you can trust. The other accuser, or rather one of the other accusers, a woman named DJ Hill, claimed that in 2012, at a fundraiser in Minneapolis, Biden placed his hand on her back and then started feeling her down her back. Hill said that her husband noticed and responded by making a joke and placing his hand on Biden's shoulder. That wasn't all for Reddit's favorite creepy uncle. It's just a joke, as they say. He's just a touchy-feely guy. If that wasn't bad enough for the creep, yet another woman came out to speak publicly. This woman, Amy Lapos, claims that Joe Biden grabbed her by the head and rubbed noses with her while attending a 2009 fundraiser. Seems like he really lets loose at these fundraisers. I can't imagine why. Lapos had this to say: "It wasn't sexual, but he did grab me by the back of my head. He put his hand around my neck and then pulled me in to rub noses with me. When he was pulling me in, I thought he was going to kiss me on the mouth." Ugh. After all of this has come forward, still there are people who are trying to defend him, even with it looking as bad as it does. The Psycho Joe and Mika show even had a part defending Biden and bringing skepticism that would not be welcomed on any other topic to the forefront.
4 years ago, late night comics would show clips of him when he was swearing people in, and everybody would laugh, going, "Wow, look at Joe."
Who love to hug and kiss mothers, brothers, kids. He's affectionate. So what was it? Affectionate, and they didn't like the affection? I don't know what line we're drawing here, but the mob needs to cut it out too, and I'm worried about the mob here. Okay, this is not where MeToo wants to go, in my opinion. And I don't think MeToo wants to take down viable candidates for being affectionate. This all does come down to money. This comes down to our ability to be an equal in the workforce, to be an equal in society. We have to support due process. Is this really where we want to go with MeToo?
Have you noticed that Mika and Joe both look like they've aged a decade in the past 2 years? "This isn't the direction MeToo is supposed to go," they desperately exclaim, as if something that is meant to expose ethical corruption is something that should have a political angle. For me, and I would guess every person watching this video, anything like this should be examined with full transparency and confronted with open dialogue. Funny how now we aren't supposed to take these allegations seriously. How many of the accused happen to be liberals and Democrats? Most of them. Which is probably why they are desperately asking you to stop taking these people so seriously. As Morning Joe, Mika, the New York Times, the Washington Post, as all of them flock to this man's defense, you have to ask yourself, what do all of these people in these outlets have in common? Well, they're the same outlets that appear to coordinate their coverage on certain topics in order to create a false consensus. They are the same outlets that expect you to have one standard for them and another for those they do not like. These are the same outlets and the same people who have lied to you consistently over the past 2 years, over the past 5 years, for as long as time can remember.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, nice to see you guys. Thank you. See you back home, I hope.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have to support due process. Is this really where we want to go with Me Too?